Boom, rocks in the room. And you want to hear a little gossip? Here we are for tip number 16 of 101 and some real estate news for real people, folks. I'm Rock, Florida. I've been trying to change the real estate industry from the inside for decades now, and I failed. But what I have succeeded at is helping people successfully learn how to sell their home on their own. It's really simple. If you're a homeowner of the information age who's interested in learning more about maximizing your profit and minimizing your stress with your real estate processes, or if you want the knowledge, tools, and confidence that you need to succeed on your own, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm here to help you. Everything that you need is on one sheet linked below. I'll go ahead and stick that there now. And the entire ebook, 101 Tips, How to Successfully Sell Your Home on Your Own. I want you to have that. I want people to be more educated and informed on what's going on that they wish they knew they would have known, or something like that. But today's tip, number 16, and I didn't prepare quite properly, my apologies, but no gossiping allowed, okay? Are you on friendly terms with your neighbors? Okay, especially if you're selling something like a condo or a duplex, people are going to want to know what's going on the other side of the wall. But even in the larger neighborhoods at scale, they're going to want to know what kind of folks live in your neighborhood. But you're going to have to be real sensitive with that because you know what? In today's day and age, people are going to get offended. I'm sorry, because it's your opinion and your judgment and your prejudice. Let them make their own judgments, what the people and the neighbors are like on the walls outside of yours, okay? But that's just a tip. Don't go even, if people come and ask you how the neighbors are in your neighborhood, just be simple and just say, you know what? I love my neighbors. And if you don't, maybe that's the reason why you're moving out. Oh, they should know that too before they attempt to buy your place. But, be sensitive about all that. And again, like, dislike, comment, ask me questions. I'm here to serve. I want people to know this stuff. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of really good stuff there. And real estate news for real people today. In case you didn't know, there are lawsuits flying around about how the industry practices business. It's one of the reasons I've been changing things for a while. I couldn't sleep with myself well over some of these things. But in today's news, a commission suit with a twist. It's the buyers who are getting screwed, all determined by your perspective. A new lawsuit filed earlier this week sits in stark contrast to 3 previous home seller suits that allege commission sharing between cooperating brokers inflates seller cost. Now, for anyone who believes it's home buyers, not sellers, that bring money to the table at the end of the deal, at least one buyer backed by 2 law firms agrees with you. Now, on January 25th in Englewood, New Jersey, a guy named Judah Leader, who purchased a home on October 28th, 2020, filed an antitrust lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors and real estate franchisors, Realogy, Keller Williams, RE/MAX, Home Services of America, and Home Services subsidiaries, BHH affiliates, HSF affiliates, and some other folks. The new suit sits in stark contrast to 3 home seller lawsuits that allege commission sharing between cooperating brokerages inflates seller cost. The suit, like its predecessors, alleges that the sharing of commissions between listing and buyer brokerages is a conspiracy in restraint of trade in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act, but for inflating buyer cost, not seller cost, in the form of higher home prices. The plaintiffs in all 4 suits want to have home buyers pay their broker directly. rather than have listing brokers pay buyer brokers from what the seller pays the listing broker, a move that could upend the U.S. real estate industry by effectively forcing changes in how buyers' agents are traditionally compensated. Okay, there's a lot going on here, and I understand that a lot of people may not be aware, but I'm going to try to keep it simple. This is always a challenge of mine because it's not easy. Okay, it's not easy taking all this in. But Leader's suit takes the National Association of Realtors to task for the same rules as the 3 previous suits. The requirement that a listing broker make a blanket unilateral offer of compensation to any buyer agent who brings a buyer for a home, regardless of that agent's skills, services, or experience, and severely restricting brokers' ability to modify the buyer's agent commission after the buyer's agent conveys a purchase offer. So I'm going to try to summarize all that. What they're saying is that because you clicked on a blue button or have a buddy who filled out the blanks on the paperwork, you never knew how much you were going to be charged for those services, usually at the front end. And oftentimes in the industry that has been perpetrated in such a manner that, don't worry, the seller will take care of that. Okay? Now, there's been, I've often struggled with that. That's one of the things I was struggling with early on in my profession, is I couldn't understand why I just got a license and all of a sudden I was entitled to 6% that I didn't turn around and split, but the agency that I worked under was. So, these things should be scaled out per level of experience and or service provided. But that's kind of difficult to get to if you're not just pulling teeth or fixing a CV joint, right? But the complaint highlights that total commission levels haven't changed in the past 2 decades, remaining on average between 5 and 5.4% between 2000 and 2017, despite the advent of the internet and the diminishing role of buyers' agents, right? More and more of all of us are finding what we want to buy on our own. And with houses, it's the same. Moreover, because housing prices have increased substantially in recent years at a rate significantly exceeding inflation, and commissions are charged on a percentage of the home sales price, the actual dollar commissions have become even higher. Right? So, and another side of this, and I'm going to try to keep this short, but one of the things that has also changed is that when I started in this business, the average time of home ownership was 8.5 years. Okay. Some people actually honored their 30-year mortgage and stayed in it for all 30 years. And some people moved after a year. The average was 8.5 years. Well, guess what it is now, folks? Have you noticed we've become a lot more transient society? Okay. So the average time in home ownership right now is around 4.5 years. Average. Okay. So if you're trying to substantiate value of services and a return on your investment, okay, and you are only appreciating it, say you're appreciating it 5% annually. 4 years, you've appreciated 20%. Guess who always gets paid the same on every transaction for the past 100 plus years, right? Why is it that your return on your investment, because you're not staying in it as long, you're not building up the same level of equity, why is it that the only people that are guaranteed to make money on your transaction are the service providers? So that's what I've often questioned. And now lawsuits are flying left and right. All this to say, you can join class action now if you've bought a house since, I think this suit actually goes all the way back to 96. So you can join the class action rebellion against the real estate industry if that's something you're into. And but if you're not, and if you do want to take a more proactive role in representing your own interests, that's what I'm here for. And again, everything you need fits on one sheet of paper to sell a house. Now, you may need somebody who has had some experience going through that checklist of stuff. If you do, give me or somebody like me a call and get some help. Do it yourself. Y'all are. I had a testimonial recently from a client that said, I thought about selling my house on my own, and I had to really struggle with it. And then I thought, folks a lot dumber than me have done this, and he was right. And he only ended up saving, I don't know, it was right around 12 grand, but he did it himself, and it took about 30 actual hours of his intent over about 3-month period. So, and that's about the average. Takes you about 30 hours of intensive actions to actually sell a house, and that's been scaled out. I've simplified it to 3 basic steps in the system. So come and get it. It's there for you if you need it. And real estate news for real people today, folks, is, question the suggestion of what it is that somebody establishes their value at, and help them quantify that differently, right? If you call somebody up and you found the house and you just need transaction management and support representing your interests through the process, that's a 1-month time frame. It's about a $2,500 value. If you call me, we can figure out ways to actually go about shifting the balance of that commission agreement that's being offered by sellers to your benefit. There are ways to do that. So I'm trying to keep it short. I really am. I'm sorry, folks, but this is heavy duty stuff. The industry's changing. You as a consumer are being targeted and scaled in process. And I don't think that's right with regards to your greatest investments. So if Robinhood can actually keep me from buying and trading, but they're also not charging me anything, which is really handy. I can actually trade stocks and have no fees or charges. So, there's going to be some limitations to that, I'm sure. But, I'm not getting into the Robinhood thing today. But again, back to your real estate services, you can change things. Just ask questions, and I don't have all the answers, but I've been changing the industry from the inside for a long time. So I might be a good resource for you. I really do pray blessings on you and your house, and make it a great day. All right. Bye-bye.